Good evening, good evening, good evening. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a two in the chat if you cannot. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a two in the chat if you cannot. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How you guys doing? Hope all is well. It is the weekend. Happy Saturday. Just want to make sure I have my AirPods connected to my MacBook. So one moment, guys. Make sure I got this going. Un momento. You can hear me? Great. Okay, so I'm gonna take my AirPod out because it didn't connect with my MacBook, and sometimes it asks me to connect with my MacBook, and now it just asked me to connect with my MacBook. Great. I'm gonna connect. Make sure that experience is good. Okay, so I have my AirPods in. If for any reason it just sounds weird, let me know. So you said you can hear me. I'm gonna keep rocking out like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. So at this point, good evening. It is an episode of Wine and FaceTime. It's episode 31 of Wine and FaceTime. How you guys doing? Happy weekend. Normally, I don't use my AirPods on my MacBook when I'm doing live streaming. I only use my phone. So I think I should just disconnect. I'm having anxiety moments. Sorry. Disconnect. Disconnect. Okay, can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Jose, can you still hear me? You said one earlier. Put another one in there if you can hear me still. Just wanted to make sure. Looking at my MacBook. Let me see. Is my AirPods connected? I don't think they are. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. So it's episode 31 of Wine and FaceTime, and I found it very intriguing and interesting to discuss this FDA approves lab grown meat. That is our main topic for tonight. We're going to be talking about the FDA approving lab grown meat. Thank you, Jose. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for being here. Shout out to Uncommon with Jose and Grown. Make sure you guys give him a like when you see him in my chat or my panel. Make sure you give him a like. Again, the main topic tonight, we're going to talk about this lab grown meat. That's going to be the main topic for tonight. Most of you guys have heard about it, Googled it, saw information about it online, whether it was on TikTok, YouTube. You guys heard about it, you saw about it. This is a real thing, it's really happening, and that's what tonight's conversation is going to be about. But before I get into all of those details, all the tea, please make sure you are like and subscribe to my channel. Really, really, please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. So as I say before, I like to do this little part of the segment called Chit Chat. And Chit Chat when we're talking about stuff that's not really the main conversation, but a little warm up to the conversation. But before I get to all of that, shout out to my day one subscribers. Thank you guys so, so much. And as well, shout out to the new subscribers, the people that just said, I'm gonna see what her channel's about. Thank you guys too. And as always, you guys know I have that $10 meal plan, which includes 2 snacks, a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, and variations from cardio to protein to vegan to meatless, you name it. So definitely DM me, leave a comment at the end of this video if that's something you may be interested in. And one moment for a quick ad.
Okay.
I work out all the time. I can do lots of different moves. Have never been able to do one full push-up.
Push-ups are the best way to start your day.
I will try one standard push-up.
It's not the best push-up, but I can get down and get back up.
Yep, that was a real quick ad for me about my opportunity with Self Magazine and the 60 ways people do various exercises. So chit chat. The Barbie movie. Do you guys see there's a whole new movie coming out about Barbie? At this point, how many times have we saw Barbie, be Barbie with Skipper and Ken or her friends? Like, how many times can we redo the Barbie movie? Like, do we really need a Barbie movie at this point? I don't think we do. We can skip the Barbie. They've done Super Mario, Sonic, all the Transformers, all the old school movies, comic books, movies, cartoons. They've remastered and redone all of those at this point. I don't think the world needs another Barbie movie. We know about her Corvette, her jet, her house, her vacation, her friends. We know about everything about Barbie. I think we can skip that part about another Barbie movie. But that's just my view. Next up, the Bird Box Barcelona. So many of you guys remember Bird Box before with Sandra Bullock and the 2 kids. They were in this weird situation where they couldn't look. They had to keep their eyes covered the whole movie. Many people know about Bird Box. And if I could just pull up a little quick advertisement of Bird Box with Sandra Bullock. Okay, I found Bird Box 2008. Let me just see if I can find the main image of what Bird Box looked like. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen really quickly if it allows me to. Last time I tried to share my screen, for some reason it wasn't working properly. So let's see, share my screen to this, yes. So these are some of the images of Bird Box with Sandra Bullock. This second picture with the lady with the burgundy puffer coat with the little people in front of her, little kids in front of her on the water. That second picture. Sorry, I got a phone call. My bad. I need to remember to silence my phone when I'm doing live streams. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, most of these pictures are the first version of the story Bird Box, and the second one just came out on Netflix maybe a few days ago. So pretty much I wanted to comment regarding this movie, Bird Box Barcelona, because I was so excited to see it. I had it thumbed up and saved on my Netflix calendar of things to watch coming up. What's good? Just chilling. How you doing? Thanks for popping through. I have Bird Box Barcelona on my Netflix categories as something to watch pretty soon, and give it a thumbs up, and can't wait to see it. You know how it does. And I was highly disappointed. I felt like it was really not that good. Like my expectations were like way above where they should have been. Like for me, it just wasn't that entertaining. It was nothing compared to part one, in my opinion. I feel like part one was way more interesting, more of a cliffhanger, more enticing, more thrilling, more, I don't know. I don't know. It was a better movie, and not because Sandra Bullock was in it, but it just was a better movie. So guys, check out Bird Box Barcelona on Netflix right now. You can definitely see it on Netflix. It's about 2 hours and change. And you spit your views. You let me know how you feel about it. I wasn't impressed. I was excited for it when I saw it. I'm just like, that was not where I thought this was gonna be going. So I don't know. You guys give me your opinion, your views. You check it out on Netflix again. It's called Bird Box Barcelona, and it's not a part two to Bird Box Part One, but it's about the experience in Barcelona and what people went through in Barcelona. Regarding the same situation we saw Sandra Bullock in Part One. So that's that. So yeah, definitely get back to me on that. I was excited. I'm definitely a Netflix, live streaming person. I'm always like, online, like looking at movies, Fire Stick and all of that. So I was kind of disappointed about that. I'm like, that did not hit where I wanted it to hit. Not at all. Okay, so I want to jump into the main topic right now again. So the main topic for tonight is pretty much this lab grown meat. Some people may call it lab to table or the no slaughter option, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing, but pretty much we're basically talking about the situation where the FDA approves the process and approval of lab grown meat to be a thing, and consumers were not told about it. There was no survey, there was no conversation, there was nothing in advance told to Americans consumers that this was going to be something that's going to be happening. And now it's happening, and we're here with it. And at this point, it's like, okay, most Americans, most citizens want to know, how are we going to know when it's really happening? Are we going to really see the package and the labeling? Like, are they going to give us a heads up? A lot of people have a lot of viewpoints about, when is it happening? How do we know it's going to happen? There's a lot of concern in that area. And I'm with everybody. I really, really am on it, because at the end of the day, like, it's definitely happening. This is something that's going forward. We didn't get the heads up prior. We're probably not going to get the heads up when it's actually official tissue. And most people are on edge, stressed out, worried, like, okay, so at what point are we going to know that we're actually ingesting this? So again, tonight's main topic, we're talking about this lab grown meat. Some people may call it no slaughter. Some people may call it lab to table. Some people may call it, the plant-based alternatives. There's a lot of different names out there right now circulating about what this is called. Again, some people are calling it lab grown meat. Some people are calling it lab to table. Some people are calling it the no slaughter. Some people are calling it the plant-based alternatives. So we all got ideas and views on this topic, and I know a lot of people have a lot to say about this conversation. And I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. I did a shout out to the 18th letter, Chi-Town in the building was good. I did a poll on my TikTok, and for the life of me, I don't know how to share my TikTok. Good evening, Third World. How are you? Thanks for popping through. I don't know how to share my TikTok, but I did a TikTok, and I also did a YouTube short about this. Let me see if I can find a YouTube short I did. And pretty much the YouTube short I did about this was pretty much, should the government have, talked to Americans prior to this being a thing? So I'm going to share my screen again just once more so I can show you guys, what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys may have already seen this because some of you guys actually follow me on other platforms like, Instagram or TikTok or whatever the case is. So some of you guys have already seen this. But I'm going to share my screen real quick, and this is what I'm talking about right here. Let me see. I'm trying to get the audio. Not sure if you can hear the audio. Okay, so I don't think you hear it. I'm not sure how that works, but okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen because this is pointless. Stop sharing. Okay, so pretty much that TikTok clip I showed you guys just now. Shout out to the chat, y'all lit right now. Shout out to Irby Fatal. That clip I just showed you guys on TikTok pretty much was me pretty much posting on my profile, asking a question to everyone's pretty much saying, should the government have spoken to Americans and consumers prior to this thing being approved? And my TikTok was lit. As a matter of fact, I think I can let you hear it from my actual TikTok on my phone because I'm on my laptop right now. So I'm gonna pull it up on my phone since I'm on my laptop right now. Here it goes. Good morning. It's hottest HELL hockey sticks. Question for you guys: do you think the government should have spoke to consumers and Americans before this lab-grown meat approval thing happened? Simon, what you think? Let me know. Comment below. Good morning. Good morning. It's hottest HELL hockey sticks. Question for you guys: do you think the government should have spoke to consumers and Americans before this lab-grown meat approval thing happened? Simon, what you think? Let me know. Comment. So that's the audio to the TikTok I just showed you guys. When I just, tried to share my screen and show you guys the TikTok that I think had no audio at all. That's what that was. So pretty much I got a lot of feedback. I got a lot of conversations. And normally when I post online, I ain't gonna lie, like I'll post a video or I'll post like, a short or something. I won't always necessarily look to see how it's doing, or like I'll go into something else and I'll forget to go back and see like what the feedback is. But I got over 35 comments on this TikTok video I posted. And I'm gonna just read some of the comments I got because it was just so many. So one person said, the government thinks they own people, so they don't think they have to do anything. Someone else said, this is crazy. Someone says, when has the government ever asked the public's opinion before they do anything? And someone else said, yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's what the problem is, but the dark money is controlling the government. Someone else said, I think the government should have disclosed and not lied about a lot. Someone else says, to make lab meat, but to sell it to consumers, at least do a survey or something. Someone else says, USA is business. Most food in the USA is illegal in every country but this one. Someone else says, it better be labeled. Please remember to ask when you buy your meat if it's real meat. Someone else says, lab-grown meat. I'm old enough to remember the movie Soylent Green. I don't know what that movie is about, but I'm going to Google that a little bit later on. Someone else says, the government does a ton of stuff without our permission. I'm ready to write over half the stuff they try to do to us already. Someone else says, put your conspiracy theory hat on for questions like that because you are staring down a rabbit hole with this one. So that's like only half of the comments I got when I posted this video. And this video actually got not a lot of views. It only got 316 views. We got like maybe over 35 comments and likes and shares. But I'm gonna say all that just to say that a lot of people feel some way. So I know most people in America are meat eaters. Most people actually eat meat on a regular basis, part of their regular diet. And they grew up eating meat. Their family members ate meat. So this is something that some people are actually kind of like, what the hell? What is going on right now? So at this point, I actually want to access a link where I got some information about all this stuff specifically because, again, like y'all, we all out here doing our research. And this link pretty much was giving me some information about how is this done, and what does this look like in real life. So I'm going to share my screen again with y'all because I want to show you I got some tea. I'm not just out here talking about, stuff out the thin air. I'm definitely not going to do that. And as y'all can see, this is from CNN as well, CNN. So here we go.
I love the fact that HelloFresh always send me something different that I never would have made.
The most amazing recipes delivered right to your door.
Wide variety, pre-portioned ingredients that help make sure you don't waste money on excess food.
HelloFresh gives you all you need to make a really delicious meal right at home.
They have made my life so much easier.
Easy, affordable, really, really good and flavorful.
Tastes so good. Oh my God.
Go to HelloFresh.com/cook16 for 16 free meals plus the first box ships free.
This might not look like your average farm. It's the sort of place you imagine develops medicine, not meatballs. But around the world, it's in places just like this that the future of meat is under the microscope.
We don't have to grow the whole animal. We can just grow the parts that we want, that are nutritious, that are delicious.
It's like a small craft brewery, but instead of brewing alcohol, we brew meat.
It's going to taste like meat because it is meat.
Investors are pumping billions of dollars into lab-grown meat. That's meat literally grown from animal cells, rather than plant-based alternatives. Companies claim they can create meat without farming and killing animals, eradicating ethical concerns and mitigating environmental consequences in the process. Just as importantly, regulators are starting to get on board. This may mean that beef, pork, or chicken grown in the lab could be on your plate sooner than you think.
As a business reporter who loves food, I've had tons of questions about this industry. How do you grow meat in a lab? Can it really help save the planet? And crucially, what does it taste like?
To get some answers, I've come here to Ivy Farm Technologies, a startup born at the University of Oxford in 2019. They recently opened a pilot plant where they develop and test production processes and the meat itself. But before I taste their product, which is not on the market yet, they offered to give me a tour and see how it's made.
It all starts with just a really small tissue sample. So we break it down to get the cells. These cells are really pure. So they're pure muscle, they're pure fat. And then once we've taken those cells, it's about growing them. We give them a liquid feed. Just like animals, cells need a variety of nutrients, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, fats, protein.
The team develops the best blend of nutrients for the cells to grow quickly and efficiently. When they're ready for production, they come here, where the process continues in these big fermentation tanks. Ivy Farm's largest bioreactor is called Betty, a 600-liter tank that can produce up to 6,000 pounds of cultivated meat a year. The company has made most progress with a pork mince product, but it's also working with chicken and beef cells. The process from cell to mince takes about 3 weeks. Now, the moment of truth. In the test kitchen, Chef Mark Schomburg puts this lab-grown product through its culinary paces.
So, what are you cooking us today?
Today we're going to have our cultivated pork meatballs with a rich tomato sauce and spaghetti. These ones are about 65% cultivated meat in here.
Ivy Farm feeds their cells with nutrients typically made for the biopharmaceutical industry, which come in small amounts and at high prices. In the future, they hope to get these nutrients from food-grade and feed-grade material.
Okay, I wanted to try to stop a little bit of it. I didn't want to do too much of it, but enough for y'all to get the process of seeing how this is actually even done. So this is a whole science now, how it's made. I just showed you a little video of how it's made. I'm gonna read an article now also from CNN about lab-grown meat. And again, it's pretty much, the perspective of how it's being marketed, which is the weirdest thing. But another video really quickly, just because I want you guys to be able to see this in real time and not just always, just hear my opinion of it. One moment.
Move over, farm to table. Lab to table has arrived, with the US now the second country to approve the sale of what's called cultivated meat. That's meat grown from live animal cells and cultivated with nutrients and amino acids in a giant vat, kind of like you'd find at a brewery. Supporters say it will help fight climate change by reducing the need for traditional animal agriculture, like cows, which emit greenhouse gases which warm the planet. But hey, how does it taste?
It'll taste exactly as you would expect a chicken to taste. So the part that's remarkable about it is we didn't have to raise and slaughter a chicken to get real chicken meat out of it. And the part that's unremarkable is that it tastes like chicken. It's what we've been used to eating for thousands of years.
Tastes like chicken because it comes from a chicken. Apparently, cows are more complicated to grow. Two companies plan to sell cultivated chicken to restaurants in Washington and San Francisco, kind of like a soft launch, if you like. With us now from Washington is Bruce Friedlich, CEO of the Good Food Institute, a non-profit organization which promotes plant and cell-based alternatives to animal products. Bruce, thank you for being with us.
Thanks very much for having me, John. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, that's good, because I want to talk about the cost of this lab-grown meat, if you like, because it's been doable now for a decade or longer, but it's always been very costly. Back in 2019, for example, Bloomberg reported these $50 chicken nuggets were grown in a lab, and that was $50 each nugget, down from $1,000 each. More recently, a restaurant in Singapore offered lab-grown chicken and waffles on one plate and chicken on a Chinese steamed bun on the other. The cost was 23 Singapore dollars, about 17 US dollars. So given that the cultivated chicken will be available in the United States at a few select restaurants, what will be the cost point here? How much will it cost? And will that cover the cost of production? Will it come anywhere close to the break-even point?
Well, it's going to be offered in Jose Andres in Washington, D.C. is going to have it in one of his restaurants, and Dominique Cran, a Michelin-starred chef in San Francisco.
Okay, that's enough of that. You guys pretty much see the point that it is really happening. There are labs out the country with this actually going on. It's been going on already way before, us hearing about it. And definitely want to have the opportunities to speak to people to see, what did you know and what did you hear, if anything. So one moment, guys. I want to be able to give you guys these links. You guys can do your own research. You guys can see for yourself. So it's not like you're just thinking I'm pulling this out of nowhere. I'm definitely not pulling this out of nowhere. So right now in the chat, I'm going to drop these links so you guys can take this and do your own research and find out for yourself. It's not just, me being wild out there with it. Let me delete that. And okay. So they both came out together. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm posting them one by one right now. Okay, so here's the first one. Do your research. Definitely do your research. Okay. So that's one. And here's the other. Right now. Want to provide you guys with the facts and the tea. All right, so definitely copy those links. Save them for later. You can watch them, in your own time. But from what I realized, doing a little bit of research about all of this is that this is something that's been happening since as early as 2020 in Singapore, and allegedly now this is coming to American restaurants only because of the price on this situation. But we can't even take it as a situation where we don't think they may not slide into our local meat markets, farmers markets. We can't even take it that it's something that it cannot happen. And as you saw from the videos I just posted right now, some say it's like a brewery. They call it cultivated meat or no slaughter or lab to table. And they're pretty much using living cells from animals or fertilized egg. They're adding ingredients such as fats, processing aids, minerals. They put it in some kind of bioreactor and they like pre-harvest it into like a 3-week time span. And they don't have to roll the whole animal. They only roll the most common parts that, people want or desire or purchase for delicacy, whatever the case is. And the US FDA is behind it. A company called Eat Justice behind it. Another company called Upside Food is behind it. Another company called Good Food is behind it. And they're pretty much claiming, long story short, that this is addressing a concern with ethical and environmental mass production of meat. They say lab meat is better for climate because of emission and antimicrobials. They have like all these little, fine print details on why this is a good thing. They're also saying that this is an alternative to plant-based eating for those people who are pescatarian or vegetarians or vegans or octarians. So it's like so much being condensed in this whole conversation regarding the whole FDA lab-grown meat thing. Again, as I said earlier, a lot of people were really upset that there was like no disclosure, no survey, no heads up, no conversation, no nothing. It just happened. It's what's going on, and that's it. And I know a lot of people really feel like, you know what, not for nothing. Just like myself, before I went 100%, meatless, I really felt like, okay, so I feel like this meat is tasting differently, and there can't be too much chicken left in the world. And although they're saying it is, what do you really think? And that's why I went vegetarian or vegan or pescatarian, because I just felt like the meat wasn't tasting the same. And I ain't gonna say I told you so, but this is definitely not the conversation to say I told you so. But let's face to the facts of what we know. So what we know is that according to the government, the US FDA, these plant companies that are actually doing all this bio experimenting with chemicals, they're saying for sure that once it actually hits our supermarkets, it's gonna be labeled. There will be a label on it that we will know it came from the lab. So an example of a label of what they will look like, I'm gonna Google one for you right now, because I've seen some already, doing some research, and there are some labels. So I'm gonna look it up real quick to show you. The header of this conversation shows you already what that label looks like, kind of, sort of. So let me just see. Go to my images on Google. Okay, so let me share my screen once more. At some point I am Rakim, but not this second. So here we go. So these are some of the labels that we may look forward to seeing when we actually purchase our meat in the supermarkets and stuff like that. So for example, right here, this one says cultured meat. This one here says lab-grown meat beef. Again, so allegedly, this is what the government agrees to do so consumers and Americans know, or citizens of whatever country know what they're getting specifically, and they're not just shocked and like, okay, what the hell is that? So yeah, this is something that I'm passionate about, because I chose to cut meat on my diet at some point, and I added back seafood at some point, and I've been strong with this whole journey since about 2018, and I just feel it's really crazy. So at this point, I'm definitely going to drop the link for people that want to be able to chime in and comment about what they think, how they feel about this entire situation, and just add their sense to the conversation. So the link is right there if you guys want to pull up, pop in, spread your 2 cents, 3 cents on what you think about this, or what the plan or agenda should be now, knowing that this is happening full frontal and there's not much anyone can do at this point besides get down or lay down with the conversation. That's it. So tonight's main topic, FDA approved lab-grown meat, is actually, approved. We didn't get a conversation. We didn't get an invite. We didn't get nothing. It's just happening. There's not much nobody can do about it, and it's here. So what do? I kind of think, until my next guest comes up or my first guest comes up, I'm going to just, go on a little bit. I feel like, this is happening because there are so many people in the country, and we've definitely ran out of animals at this point, despite a large portion of the company being vegetarian or vegan or pescatarian, whatever the case is. There's not enough animals to be producing all the food we have all around. Like, we've been known that for years, and some people just were blind eyes to it or just didn't care, whatever the case is. But this is what it is. Like, this is where we are, at this point. This is definitely where we are. It's sad, it's crazy, it's weird, but how many of you guys are going to actually buy this meat? You're going to cook it, you're going to eat it. How many of you guys? Do you know? Are you not sure? I guess, once we actually see it regularly in our Whole Foods, our Trader Joe's, our Walmart, our Fine Fare, our Key Food, our Associated, our regular supermarkets, I guess until we see it, we really won't have much to say about it. And that's the sad thing about it. So again, do your research. I dropped some links here in the chat regarding this, and it's a sad situation, but it's really, really where we are right now. In 2023, we're about to be eating lab-grown meat on a regular basis in our regular local supermarkets, and especially now, already, currently in our restaurants. It's something that's happening. Something that's actually happening. But that's it. That's all for me, guys. Definitely gonna eat some dinner. I'll definitely do a part 2 since y'all want me to. But thank you guys for pulling up to the chat. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, sharing my videos. It's always good to see you guys. I'm popping out of here, but peace out, you guys, and I'll definitely check in with you guys later.